Okay, this is like a big deal. This one's a big deal, but I have no faith in people's acceptance of what I believe to be the truth about this. So, this is from Tuesday, April 21, 2020, from my online zine here. So I have that, okay. I didn't use the terminology 411 because I'm not into popularity. Okay. So all this stuff, I want to sum it up real easy because we don't have people to use a kind of open mind approach. And so I didn't put any names in this. So I downloaded 232 files of the missing persons, missing 411 people. But some of those had multiples. But these were like the most publicized cases. So I did clairvoyant readings. So if you're not interested in that, because it sounds stupid, so listen to what I have maybe. So let's I just went through and did the readings, but give it a chance. Man, there's like bugs all over me. Give it a chance. Here we go. I want to do this fast, okay? I'm gonna put me back on. I'm gonna look at this fast as possible because I don't think, if this is 6 years ago, I don't think people are ready for the facts because there's no dogmatic belief system behind what really goes on. There's at least seven types of beings. But here we go, okay? I'm just gonna say number one. I'm not saying who it is. I looked into it the exact moment of what happened. They took me. This is what he told me. He told me that through me looking at that moment, not him in where he ended up talking to me from beyond. I don't channel. I'm just looking at that moment in the recorded astral plane. They took me. I am flying high above trees. They have no shape, no form. I don't see or feel anything. And that's how they died. And that one was a female. It's incorporeal beings. They are spiritual entities and things living in vortexes and in things. So we'll move to the next one. Here was a guy that had his friends. He was in a national park. Something got him instantly. He was shattered before it happened. No form. They didn't have form. They're very strong, occult, ancient, long before advent of humankind. They live in the seas. They shatter me. Then I was gone. Malevolent, faceless, and nameless. Here's another one. National park. Experienced hiker. Wait, what? A bear? No, suddenly I'm being taken somewhere. Oh no, it's bad. It's a jinn. The victim didn't know about jinns. He went to another dimension. It gets difficult here as if he is not deceased but in another state. So that can take people to another state of existence. That's not good. Here's one. They were taken in a spaceship. Short trip to the park. They were bad looking with eyes, slit for a mouth, small, making a commotion. The person was dismembered. They might be from Rigel or Rigel. They're not Zetas, nor they are the Arcturians. So that's bad. That's why I didn't put the names on here, because I was looking at this directly. It was very risky, clairvoyant occult work. Very risky. Okay, here's one. This one's more like a human trafficking. Taken in a cargo van and became a sexual slavery victim, maybe in Europe, France, Saudi Arabia, maybe etc. They do a lot of bad things, no justice. So that one's very dangerous one. Here's one that's very dark. So some of them involve the darkest realms of the spiritual realm. Here's one. The reason sometimes they can't find the bodies is because this girl fell in the falls, and even search and rescue can't get to all the access parts of the falls. So some of these disappearances have a natural cause. That's because I'm looking at this rationally, not idealistically. Like that was the only thing you could get online, is idealism. This is reality. It has a rationality to it. Some of them are natural. Here's another one. He was this guy, like a drug user guy. He was fighting. He had his brain smashed in. These things had no eyes, no back or back end. It's not Sasquatch or extraterrestrials. They come from a cave. Maybe it was some kind of Sasquatch relative. But the guy wasn't a bright guy either. So, I'm just reading from my sheet here. Let's try and get through these quick so I can get going. Here's a hunter guy. He had no chance. He was said, "Whoa, what?" And he was cut to smithereens. Not Sasquatch. That was a thing. A lot of them aren't Sasquatch. Some of them are. Not really a guy. A small sort of blue beam. So it was like a beam with no face. Very brutal. 3 to 5 seconds. His body is in the dimension they came from. He wishes he could tell what happened. Post-mortem desire. Like final wishes. That was very weird. Here's one I can say what happened. It was the Dyatlov Pass. They went to sleep, saw some crackling, hissing, faint glow, thought, thunder? Wow, it's getting brighter. It entered their tent. They don't have a chance now. Fast, let's move. It's very, very frightening. They ran for down the side, up and again. It visited them like a bad dream. There was no humanoids, no faces. Yeti was not in that one photo. It was the guy goofing around. It was a very strong, strong spiritual force without any problem tearing them up and eating into them. Because it was his territory. That's why the shamans wouldn't go up there. It was a spiritual force of some kind. Like an archon or something. I don't know. I'm not going to completely care if I understand it 100%, because that's not in this world. A little kid, parents with him, strong parental supervision, very normal family. They're at the park at the day trip. This is not Sasquatch again. It's another one of those things categorized as a spirit. No form, no head, no eyes. In the granite. They live in granite or hard rock, visible to no one except the victim. There's no reason why German lineages are targeted or anything. That's all that one guy, David Paulides. He's not going to watch my video or think about this. Here's another guy, one of the well-known cases, extremely same thing. The body is with them, instantly devoured. In this instance, he was not aware of it beforehand. They live in the lake. They devour people from lakes. Got a black helicopter going over. Male victim reading. Big bad, hair all over, little eyes, ridged brow line, big muscles, going on 11 foot tall, fangs. This one's a Sasquatch one. He said, I want you. He can come up on someone so quickly. He stays in the woods long periods of time without action. No reason for the attack, just a timing factor. There's no reason. A big bad squatch. He just happens to be there. You know? See, even if it's the same place, locality, there may be a different cause. Another name, No Face, spirit being attacks and devours helplessly. Not the jinn. This particular victim knows that he is deceased. They know what happens. It's pretty bad. Considering, like me today, I think some of these things were out there. These readings are in the same order as I did them. At this point, number 15 is another similar case. So, 16 is hostile beings carried someone away. A woman, they are there at the national park. They take them to another side of reality. Here's one. A guy was abducted, put on a big ship with lights about it. It has a big area inside. He's alive now. There are people there, a big community of people. Somewhere else in our galaxy, human Aldebarans took him. I'm not 100% sure on that, but that one I can't believe how wild that is. That some people are living in taken and living elsewhere. But it probably doesn't feel like reality at that point. Here's similar stuff. I can't read it all. This one's dark. It's too much to see with the inner sight. Side effects in the brain that I was dealing with. It's dark. Another one that was really creepy stuff. Another one that's creepy. Here's one from a famous national park. He went alone. He's finding a cool area. There's nothing like it. He thinks to himself, not the same thing here. More like he found a portal and didn't come back. He's gone. He's changed. He's different. But maybe still alive somehow. The place was behind the trellis. A little cubbyway. He was attracted to it. Wanted to go there. A lot of stuff happens when you go into one of these places. Later on, I asked about how portals function, and the reading explained that it isn't able to be known by the very nature of it. It's very mysterious in that sense. So the response is mysterious. Here's where it got sad to me. A major national park case. Non-paranormal event. A girl taken to a room. Very bad. Nudity involved. Gagged her. Waiting. She was assaulted. Then she went to like Guantanamo. Satanic abuse. Concealed area. Military involved. And killed her. Because her parents turned their backs. For a few minutes at a national park, there's a place. They took her down a slide that's in a well or something, and then they traffic them out to the military. So that one, everybody knows that this goes on, but we need justice for that one. Exploring in a weird place. Here's a different one. Whoops! Don't go there. It got me. A vicious, non-living being from the outermost sphere. Sometimes these beings live in these areas. Don't go to the woods. It might find you there. And some of them are actual, psychopathic child, predators, etc. And they're not connected to any society. They're just bastards out there waiting for kids and stuff. So that happens. Here's another type of case.